Shalom Akazak Mashpaka. Welcome to another episode of Daily Tonic in the Word right here on G Secret TV. And I remain your one and only brother, your regular host, Daniel Fesalan Yasharala. And today we are continuing from where we stopped yesterday, which is the book of Bemidbar, the book of Numbers, chapter 18. But today we started from chapter 19 and taking it down the lane to chapter 23. And it says, And Yahuwah spoke unto El Moshe and unto El Aharon, saying, This is the ordinance of the Torah, which Yahuwah has commanded, saying, Speak unto the children of Yasharel, that they bring you a red heifer without spot, wherein is no blemish, and upon which never came yoke. And ye shall give her unto Eleazar the priest, that he may bring her forth without the camp, and one shall slay her before his face. And Eleazar the priest shall take of her blood with his finger, and sprinkle of her blood directly before the tabernacle of the assembly 7 times. And one shall burn the heifer in the sight, her skin and her flesh, and her blood with her dung shall be burnt. And the priest shall take cedar wood, and hyssop, and scarlet, and cast it into the midst of the burning of the heifer. Then the priest shall wash his clothes, and he shall bathe his flesh in water. And afterwards he shall come into the camp, and the priest shall be unclean until the even. And he that burn her shall wash his clothes in water, and bathe his flesh in water, and shall be unclean until the even. And a man that is clean shall gather up the ashes of the heifer, and lay them up without the camp in a clean place, and it shall be kept for the assembly of children of Yasharel for a water of separation. It is a purification for sin. And he that gather the ashes of the heifer shall wash his clothes, and be unclean until the even. And it shall be unto the children of Yasharel, and unto the strangers that sojourn among them, for a statute forever. He that touches the dead body of any man shall be unclean 7 days, and he shall purify himself with it on the 3rd day, and on the 7th day he shall be clean. But if he purify not himself the 3rd day, then the 7th day he shall not be clean. Whosoever touches the dead body of any man that is dead, and purifies not himself, defiles the tabernacle of Yahuwah, and that soul shall be cut off from Yasharel, because the water of separation was not sprinkled upon him. He shall be unclean. His uncleanness is yet upon him. 14. This is the Torah. When a man dies in a tent, all that comes into the tent and all that is in the tent shall be unclean 7 days. And every open vessel which has no covering, bound upon it is unclean. And whosoever touches one that is slain with a sword in the open field, or a dead body, or a bone of a man, or a grave, that shall be unclean 7 days. And for an unclean person, they shall take the ashes of the burnt heifer of purification for sin, and running water shall be put thereto in a vessel, and a clean person shall take hyssop and dip it in the water, and sprinkle it upon the tent, and upon all the vessels, and upon the person that were there, and upon him that touched the bone, that touched a bone, or one slain, or one dead, or a grave. And the clean person shall sprinkle upon the unclean on the third day and on the seventh day. And on the seventh day he shall purify himself, wash his clothes, and bath himself in water, and shall be clean at evening. But the man that shall be unclean and shall not purify himself, that soul shall be cut off from among the assembly, because he has defiled the sanctuary of Yahuwah. The water of separation has not been sprinkled upon him. He is unclean. And it shall be a perpetual statute unto them that he sprinkled the water of separation, that sprinkles, oh sorry, that he that sprinkled the water of separation shall wash his clothes, and he that touches the water of separation shall be unclean until evening. And whatsoever the unclean person touches shall be unclean, and the soul that touches it shall be unclean until the evening. 20. Then shall the children of Yasharel, with the whole assembly, in the desert of Sin, in the first month, and the people abode in Kadesh, and Miriam died there and was buried there, and there was no water for the assembly. And they gathered themselves together against Moshe and against Aaron. And the people showed with Moshe and spoke, saying, Would to Elohim that we had died when our brethren died before Yahweh. Why have ye brought up the assembly of Yahweh into this wilderness, that we and our cattle should die there? And wherefore have ye made us to come up out of Mizraim to bring us into this evil place? It is no place of seed, or of figs, or of vine, or of pomegranate, neither is there any water to drink. And Moshe and Aaron went from the presence of the assembly unto the door of the tabernacle of the assembly, and they fell upon their faces, and the glory of Yahweh appeared unto them. And Yahweh spoke unto Moshe, saying, Take the rod, and gather the assembly together, you and Aaron your brother, and speak ye unto the rock before their eyes, and it shall give forth his water. And you shall bring forth to them water out of the rock. So also you shall give the assembly and their beasts drink. And Moshe took the rod from before Yahuwah as he commanded him. And Moshe and Aaron gathered the assembly of the children of Yasharel, and he said unto them, Hear now, you rebels, must we fetch you water out of this rock? And Moshe lifted up his hand, and with his rod he smote the rock twice. And the water came out abundantly, and the assembly drank, and their beasts also. If you observe, something happened here. The Most High told Moshe in verse 8 that he should take his rod and speak unto the rock before their eyes. He never said, smote the rock. But their anger made Moshe do what? Smote the rock twice. Let us see what happened next. 12. And Yahweh spoke unto Moshe and not to Aaron, because ye believe me not, to sanctify me in the eyes of the children of Yasharel. Therefore, you shall not break the assembly into the land which I have given them. This is the water of Meribah, because the children of Yasharel strove with Yahuwah, and he was sanctified in them. And Moshe sent messenger unto Kadesh, unto the king, and Moshe sent messenger from Kadesh unto the king of Edom. Thus says your brother Yasharel, you know all the travail that has befallen us, how our fathers went down into Mizraim, and we have dwelt in Mizraim a long time, and the Mizraim vexed us and our fathers. And when we cried unto El Yahuwah, he heard our voice, and sent an angel, and brought us forth out of Mizraim. And behold, we in Kadesh, a city in the uttermost of your border. Let us pass, I pray you, through your country. We will not pass through the field, or through the vineyard, Neither will we drink of the water of the wells. We will go by the king's way, by the king's highway. We will not turn to the right hand nor to the left until we have passed your borders. And Edom said unto him, You shall not pass by me, lest I come out against you with the sword. Wow. Remember that something happened earlier now. Something happened earlier now. What actually happened? If you read verse 12, Yahuwah said unto Moshe and Aharon, he said, Because ye believe me not to sanctify me in the eyes of the children of Yasharel, therefore ye shall not bring this assembly into the land which I have given them. What actually was Moshe's mistake? Moshe's mistake was that Yahuwah asked him to speak to the rock, but yet he smote the rock. What was Aharon's fault? What was Aharon's sin here? Aharon's sin was Leviticus 5:1. He saw Moshe. It was expected that Yahuwah commanded Moshe to speak to the rock. But instead, when Moshe smote the rock, if truly Aharon wanted to do it, Aharon should have spoken to Moshe that remember that Yahuwah said you should speak to the rock, not to smite the rock. So the sin of Aharon, why Yah said that even himself would not see that land, was because he was there, he was a witness when the instruction was given. And when Moshe made the mistake, he never rebuked Moshe that he has gone against what Yahweh asked him. That Yahweh asked him to speak to the rock, not to smite the rock. These are simple mistakes that some might make. If Yahweh said, pick this thing, know that it's only that thing that you will pick. But when he asks you to pick this thing, and you chose to go and carry everything, this is what we call disobedience. If you're asked to pick a thing, just pick that thing and go. But when you're asked to pick a thing and you carry everything, you have gone against the instruction given to you. So let us press on. Now we see that Edom said he would not let them pass except they fall by sword. Now we're in verse 19. And the children of Yasharel said unto him, We will go by the highway, and if I and my cattle shall drink of your water, then I will pay for it. I will only, without doing anything else, go through on my feet. And he said, You shall not go through. And Edom came out against him with much people and with a strong hand. Thus Edom refused to give Yasharel passage through his border. Wherefore Yasharel turned away from him. And the children of Yasharel, even the whole assembly, journeyed from Kadesh and came unto Mount Hor. And Yahuwah spoke unto El Moshe and El Aharon in Mount Hor by the coast of the land of Edom, saying, Aharon shall be gathered unto his people, for he shall not enter into the land which I have given unto the children of Yasharel, because ye rebelled against my word at the water of Meribah. You see that? Can you see that now? Take Aharon and Eleazar his son, and bring them up unto Mount Hor, and strip Aharon of his garment, and put them upon Eleazar his son, and Aharon shall be gathered unto his people, and shall die there. And Moshe did as Yahuwah commanded, and they went up into Mount Hor in the sight of all the assembly, and Moshe stripped Aharon of his garments, and put them on Eleazar his son, and Aharon died there in the top of the mount. And Moshe and Eleazar came down from the mount. And when all the assembly saw that Aharon was dead, they mourned for Aharon 30 days, even all the house of Yasharel. Now we're in chapter 21. And when King Arad of Canaan And when King Arad the Canaan, which dwelt in Negev, heard tell that Yasharel came by the way of the spies, then he fought against Yasharel and took some of them prisoners. And Yasharel vowed a vow unto Yahuwah and said, if you will indeed deliver this people into my hand, then I will utterly destroy the city. And Yahuwah hearkened to the voice of Yasharel and delivered up the Canaanim, and they utterly destroyed them and their cities. And he called the name of the place Chorma. He called the name of the place Korma or Homa. Anyone you can pronounce. Korma or Homa. And verse 4, and they journeyed from Mount Hor by the way of the Red Sea to compass the land of Edom, and the soul of the people was much discouraged of the way. And the people spoke against Elohim and against Moshe. Wherefore have you brought us up out of Mizraim to die in the wilderness? For there is no bread, neither is there any water, and our soul loathes light bread. And Yahuwah sent a fiery serpent among the people, and they beat the people, and much people of Yasharel died. You see that? Our forefathers have always been full of complaint. They have always been full of mischief. They are never satisfied. They are never appreciating. They are very stiff-necked. Yahweh has been enduring them all this while, but at this point, Yah can't even endure anymore. Remember that at the first time, they misbehaved, that Yahweh poured out a plague. I would say less than a few minutes, the plague killed over 14,000 people. At this point again, they have never learned from that. They still murmured again. And Yahweh sent out fiery serpent to strike them and kill them. And remember, when it comes to snakes or serpents, their venoms, once you get to contact with your blood, there's a way it works faster. It will end up shrinking your blood, and before you know it, you've passed out. The venom travels faster than speed light. Verse 7, therefore the people came to Moshe and said, we have sinned, for we have spoken against Yahuwah and against you. Pray unto El Yahuwah that he take away the serpents from us. And Moshe prayed for the people, and Yahuwah said unto Moshe, make you a seraph, and put it on the banner, and it shall come to pass that everyone that is snake bitten shall look and live. And Moshe made a serpent of brass and put it upon a pole. And it came to pass that if a serpent had bitten any man, when he beheld the serpent of brass, he lived. You see that? It said when Moshe lifted up the serpent of brass, whoever looked upon it actually lived. Now, this is that precept. For those of you who have been reading John 3:16, for God so loved the world and in case you all don't know, if you read that same John 3:14, it said something there. Now let me show you what it said. The book of John chapter 3 verse 14. Because majority actually will just give St. John 3 for God so loved the world and make the chicken the begotten goat. But John 3:14 said, and as Moshe lifted up the serpent in the wilderness, even so must the Son of Adam be lifted up. You see that? So who actually did Moshe lifted up the serpent for and were saved? It was the children of Yasharel. So don't let them deceive you that and that they let the word, and then they let the word, and then let the word. That it means the entire world. No. He was only referring to the children of Yasharel. That is why I made that reference in verse 14. That as Moshe lifted up the serpent in the wilderness, so shall the Son of Man be lifted. And remember, that serpent was lifted up to save their souls from dying. Also, as of now, we're in the modern world, we have committed sin against Yahuwah, and the scripture says, for the wages of sin is death. So that is why the Most High have lifted up Yahushua Mashiach, the son of Adam, for the 12 tribes of Israel scattered abroad to look up to him, reconcile up to the Father, and escape death. So let us read on verse 10. Numbers 12:21, verse 10. And the children of Yasharel set forward and pitched at Ovoth. And they journeyed from Ovoth and pitched at Ahava, at Iye Ha-Avarim, in the wilderness which is before Moab, towards the sun rising. From thence they removed and pitched in the valley of Zered. And from thence they removed and pitched on the other side of Arnon, which is in the wilderness that comes out of the coast of the Amorim. For Arnon is the border of Moab, between Moab and Amorim. Wherefore it is said in the Sefer of the words of Yahuwah, that he did in the Red Sea and in the brooks of Arnon, and at the stream of the brook it goes down to the dwelling of Ar, and lies upon the border of Moab. And from thence they went to Beer, that is the well thereof. Yahuwah spoke unto Moshe, gather the people together, and I will give them water. And then Yasharel sang the song, Spring up, O well, sing ye unto it. The princes dug the well, the noble of the people dug it, by the direction of the Torah giver with their staffs. And from the wilderness they went to Mathana. And from Mathana to Nakaliel, and from Nakaniel to Bamoth, and from Bamoth in the valley that is in the country of Moab to the top of Pigar, which looks towards Yeshimon. And Yasharel sent messenger unto Shekon, king of the Amorim, saying, Let us pass through your land. We will not turn into the field or into the vineyard. We will not drink of the water of the well, but we will go along by the king's highway until we be past your borders. And Sikon would not suffer Yasharel to pass through his border. But Sikon gathered all his people together and went out against Yasharel in the wilderness. And he came to Yahatz and fought against Yasharel. And Yasharel smote him with the edge of the sword and possessed his land from Arnon unto Yabok, even unto the children of Ammon. From the border of the children of Ammon was strong. And Yasharel took all the cities, and Yasharel dwelt in the cities of the Amorim, in Keshbon, and in the villages thereof. And Keshbon was the city of Sikon, the king of the Amorim, who had fought against the former king of Moab, and taken all his land out of his hand, even unto Arnon. Wherefore they that speak in Proverbs says, Come into Keshbon, let the city of Sikon be built and prepared. For there is a fire gone out in Keshbon, a flame from the city of Sikon. It has consumed Ar of Moab, and Bamoth of Arnon. Woe to you, Moab! You are undone, O people of Chemosh. He has given his sons that escaped, and his daughters into captivity, unto Sikon, king of Amorim. And we have shot at them. Heshbon is perished unto Devon, and we have laid them waste, even unto Nopak. and even unto Nopak, which reaches unto Bemidbar. Thus Yasharel dwelt in the land of the Amorim, and Moshe sent a spy out, sent to spy out Ya Yaaz Yaazari Yaazar. Pardon my pronunciation. Yaazar, and they took the village thereof and drove out the Amorim that were there, and they turned and went up by the way of Bashan, and Og the king of Bashan went out against them, he and all his people, to the battle of Edrei. And Yahuwah said unto Moshe, fear him not, for I have delivered him into your hand, and all his people and his land, and you shall do to him as you did to Sihon the king of Amorim, which dwelt in Keshbon. So they smote him and his sons and all his people until there was none left him alive, and they possessed his land.
You are Yahweh, 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 Alpha and Omega, you are Yahweh, Alpha, Omega.
Know the line. Are you searching for a conducive and affordable apartment within the Bahari Beach, Tanzania? Don't go too far. We have 4-bedroom furnished apartments, 3 BHK, 2 en-suite bedrooms, and 1 public toilet. And our building is well fitted with the air conditioner, free water, just 5 to 7 minute drive from Bahari Beach. Also, we have 1 free border ride to the beach per month, access to Fire Sticks, DSW TV available as well. And don't forget, we also have unlimited Wi-Fi just for 50,000 per month. And also, our conducive apartment is close to Jambo Supermarket, close to Kibo Plaza, close to Vodacom and Tigo Pesa, close to many Wakala stations, close to Barabara Restaurant, close to Yoki Market, Leisure Plaza Hotel and Restaurant and Pool, close to Budget Resort Restaurant, and also close to TJ Daycare, to prove that our apartment has good landmarks within the outskirts of Tanzania. Also, we have rentals of BMX bicycle with motor. We have the Mercedes-Benz bicycle and the mountain foldable travel bicycle for rent as well. So all these great things can only cost you just 1.5 million per month for the next 3 months of the rental for this apartment. Wow! Why not to make it a date? Come home, visit the motherland, come look at the prestigious view of Tanzania at the comfort of what you can ever imagine. To get all this offer, please contact 144 Global Solution on this phone number +2 5 5 7 6 9 4 0 2 7 4 3. Also contact us via email at mayaspeakstz@gmail.com. And I'm hoping and also promising that this will be a treat that you will never forget. Because with 144 Global Solutions, we are always here to bring solution to your luxurious living. It's like home. For sponsorship, advert placement,
Please call or WhatsApp this number +234 811 731 0928.
Shalom, shalom, shalom. I remain your humble brother, Daniel Lion Yasharala, and I am here to speak to my fellow matchmaker out there based on the coming movie project which I'm trying to work on. We all know that the enemies actually be able to deceive our people through the means of visuals, giving us the wrong depiction and every other thing through the wrong depiction. And right now, we are here on the mission to correct the wrongs which are given to us. We all know that when it comes to communication, the easiest way to assimilate faster is based on what you see and what you hear at the same time. Because sometimes what you hear you might forget, but whatever you see in accordance with what you hear, it saves up in the mind. That is why I'm trying to come up with this movie, to see how I can use this movie to wake our people who are right here in Nigeria. It's high time we have to wake our people up, because enough is enough for the deceit. And remember, if the scripture itself says that if the foundation be destroyed, what can the righteous do? Which simply means to wake our people up, we need to go down to the foundation, going down into historical breakdown to unfold some lies they're given to us. Because don't get it twisted, right here in Africa, our people have been deceived in religion that anyone who comes up to speak differently or speak against the white Jesus, they've made them to believe that they are the Antichrist. So we will not come out in that same format. Right now, we are trying to come out with a different perspective. We're trying to come out as a movie to show our people the wickedness of the white men from the very start, to prove to them that they are not called Nigerians, but they are actually the true descendants of the 12 tribes of Yasharel. And remember, before we can be able to get things fixed, we must firstly fix the mind. So I'm here to solicit to all my arts, all my coaches out there, to make this movie a success. I need your support. I need your support in prayers, support and supplies for all we need for production. Because I'm sure you know, if I'm actually to go and produce some wicked movies under Nollywood or Hollywood, they will give us the support we need. But we are trying to do a righteous assignment right here. We only need ourselves to get things done. That's why I'm here today to solicit to all my brothers out there. I need your support to make this movie project a success. In the information you can see right now on the screen, you can choose to send your support through that means, and we will honorably appreciate every support that's been sent to make this movie project a success. So with this, I say thank you to the Rabba Mashpaka and to the Rabba Yahoo as well. Welcome back from that short commercial break. Let us go to the concluding part of the class. Now we're in chapter 22. And the children of Yasharel set forward and pitched in the plain of Moab on this side of the Jordan by Jericho. And Balak, the son of Zippor, saw all that Yasharel had done to the Amorim, and Moab was so afraid of the people because they were many, and Moab was distressed because of the children of Yasharel. And Moab said unto the elders of Midian, now shall this company lick up all that are round about us, as the ox licks up the grass of the field. And Balak the son of Zippor was king of the Moabim at that time. He sent messengers therefore unto Balaam the son of Beor to Pethor, which is by the river of the land of the children of the children of his people to call him, saying, Behold, there is a people come out of Mizraim. Behold, they cover the face of the earth, and they abide over against me. Come now, therefore, I pray you, curse me these people, for they are too mighty for me. Perchance I shall prevail, that we may smite them, that I may drive them out of the land. For I know that he whom you bless is blessed, and he whom you curse is cursed. And the elders of Moab and the elders of Midian departed with the reward of divination in their hand. And they came unto Balaam and said and spoke unto him in the words of Balak. And he said unto them, Lodge here this night, and I will bring you words, and I'll bring you word again, as Yahuwah shall speak unto me. And the princes of Moab abide with Balaam. And Elohim came unto Balaam and said, What men are these with you? And Balaam said unto Elohim, Balak the son of Zippor, the king of Moab, has sent unto me, saying, Behold, there is a people come out of Mizraim, which covers the face of the earth. Come now, curse me them, perchance I shall be able to overcome them and drive them out. And Elohim said unto Balaam, You shall not go with them. You shall not curse the people, for they are blessed. And Balaam rose up in the morning and said unto the princes of Balak, Get you into your land, for Yahuwah refused to give me leave to go with you. And the prince of Moab rose up, and they went to unto Balak, and said, Balaam refuses to come with us. And Balak sent yet again princes, more and more honorables than they. And they came to Balaam and said unto him, Thus says Balak the son of Zippor, Let nothing, I pray you, hinder you from coming unto me. For I will promote you unto every great honor, and I will do whatsoever you say unto me. Come therefore, I pray you, curse me these people. And Balaam answered and said unto the servants of Balak, If Balak would give me his house full of silver and gold, I cannot go beyond the word of Yahuwah Elohai to do less or more. Now therefore, I pray you, tarry ye also here this night, that I may know what Yahuwah will say unto me more. And Elohim came unto Balaam at night and said unto him, If the men come to call you, rise up and go with them. Yet the word which I shall say unto you, that shall you do. And Balaam rose up in the morning and saddled his ass and went with the princes of Moab. And Elohim's anger was kindled because he went. You see that? Balaam, that was not supposed to go, he ended up going with the princes of Moab. And the anger of Yahuwah was kindled because he went. And the angel of Yahuwah stood in the way for an adversary against him. Now he was riding upon his ass, and his two servants were with him. And the ass saw the angel of Yahuwah standing in the way, and a sword drawn in his hand. And the ass turned aside out of the way and went into the field. And Balaam smote the ass to turn her into the way. But the angel of Yahuwah stood in the part of the vineyard, a wall being on this side and a wall on that side. And when the ass saw the angel of Yahuwah, she thrust him into the wall and crushed Balaam's foot against the wall. And he smote her again. And the angel went further and stood in a narrow place. There was no way to turn either to the right or to the left. And when the ass saw the angel of Yahuwah, she fell down under Balaam, and Balaam's anger was kindled, and he smote the ass with a staff, and Yahuwah opened the mouth of the ass. And she said unto Balaam, What have I done unto you, that you have smitten me these 3 times? And Balaam said unto the ass, Because you have mocked me, I would dare be, I would dare, I would dare were a sword in my hand. Now, for now I would kill you. And the ass said unto Balaam, Am not I your ass, upon which you have ridden ever since I was yours unto this day? Was I ever want to do so unto you? And he said, Nay. Then Yahuwah opened the eyes of Balaam, and he saw the angel of Yahuwah standing in the way, and the sword drawn in his hand, and he bowed down his head and fell flat on his face. Now, here's a point out to pick out there. Majority don't know actually that the Most High here had the reason why he never allowed animals to speak. If you observe, despite the fact that Balaam was a prophet, despite the fact that the Most High here speaks to Balaam, yet Balaam never saw that angel. It was that animal that he was riding that saw the angel. Fine, the animal saw the angel, the animal was terrified, the animal was stopping, but yet Balaam was striking the animal, the ass. It was on the 3rd time when Balaam struck the ass again, was when the Most High opened the mouth of the ass, and the ass became Shrek, whereby the donkey had to speak. The point there is Balaam should have been wise that how is it possible that since I have been riding this ass have never spoken to me like a human being before that I will ever understand it. But this particular time, this animal is speaking to me. There's something strange happening here. But yet, Balaam, his mind never went there. Instead, as the ass was talking to him, he was responding back. He never paid attention to what was actually happening. Not until Yahweh opened the eyes of Balaam to now see the angel standing by the way with his sword drawn. Verse 32, and the angel of Yahweh said unto him, Therefore have you smoten your ass these 3 times. Behold, I went out to withstand you, because your way is perverse before me. And the ass saw me and turned from me these 3 times, unless she had turned from me. Surely now also I have slain you and saved her life. See that? The angel said that if I want to do it as well now, this ass saw me 3 times, but he keep beating that ass. If I want to do it now, I will have killed you and spare the ass to be alive. Verse 34, and Balaam said unto the angel of Yahuwah, I have sinned, for I knew not that you stood in the way against me. Now therefore, if it displease you, I will get me back again. And the angel of Yahuwah said unto Balaam, Go with the men, but only the word that I shall speak unto you, that you shall speak. So Balaam went with the princes of Balak, and when Balak heard that Balaam was come, he went out to meet him unto the city of Moab, which is in the border of Arnon, which is in the utmost coast. And Balak said unto Balaam, Did I not earnestly send unto you to call you? Wherefore came you not unto me? Am I not able indeed to promote you to honor? And Balaam said unto Balak, Lo, I am come unto you. Have I now any power at all to say anything? The word that Elohim puts in my mouth, that shall I speak. And Balaam went with Balak, and they came unto Kiriath. And they came unto Kiriath Kutsha. And Balak offered oxen and sheep, and said to Balaam and the princes that were with him. And it came to pass on the morrow that Balak told Balaam and brought him up into the high places of Baal, that thence he might see the utmost part of the people. The last chapter for the day, 23. Pardon me. And Balaam said unto Balak, build me here 7 altars, and prepare me 7 oxen and 7 rams. And Balak did as Balaam had spoken. And Balak and Balaam offered on every altar a bullock and a ram. And Balaam said unto Balak, stand by your ascending smoke offering, and I will go. Perchance Yahweh will come to meet me, and whatsoever he shows me, I will tell you. And he went to the high place, and Yahweh met with Balaam, and he said unto him, I have prepared 7 altars, and I have offered upon every altar a bullock and a ram. And Yahweh put a word in Balaam's mouth, and said, return unto Balak, and thus shall he speak. And he returned unto Balak unto him. And lo, he stood by his ascending smoke sacrifice, is he and all the princes of Moab. And he took up his parable, and said, Balak the king of Moab has brought me from Aram out of the mountain of the east, saying, come, curse me Yaakov, and come defy Yasharel. How shall I curse whom El has not cursed? Or how shall I defy whom Yahweh has not defied? And from the top of the rock I see him, and from the hill I behold him. Lo, the people shall dwell alone, and shall not be reckoned among the nations. Who can count the dust of Jacob, and the numbers of the fourth part of Yasharel? Let me die the death of the Yasharim, and let my last end be like his. And Balak said unto Balaam, what have you done unto me? I took you to curse my enemies, and behold, you have blessed them altogether. And he answered and said, must I not take it to speak that which Yahweh has put in my mouth? And Balak said unto him, come, I pray you, with me unto another place, from whence you may see them. You shall see but the utmost part of them, and shall not see them all, and curse me them from thence. And he brought him into the field of Sophim, and the top to the top of Pikgah, and built 7 altars, and offered a bullock and ram on every altar. And he said unto Balak, stand by your ascending smoke offering, while I meet Yahweh yonder. And Yahweh met Balaam, and put a word in his mouth, and said, go again unto Balak, and say thus. And when he came unto him, behold, he stood by his ascending smoke offerings, and the princes of Moab with him. And Balak said unto him, what has Yahweh spoken? And he took up his parable, and rise, and said, rise up, Balak, and hear. Hearken unto me, son of Zippor. El is not a man, that he should lie, neither the son of Adam, that he should repent. Has he said, and shall he not do it? Or has he spoken, and shall he not make it good? Behold, I have received commandments to bless, and he has blessed, and I cannot reverse it. He has not beheld iniquity in Jacob, neither has he seen perverseness in Yasharel. Yahuwah Elohim is with him, and the shout of the king is among them. Wow. It says the shout of the king is among them. El brought them out of Mizraim. He has it where the strength, he has it where the strength of a unicorn. Surely there is no enchantment against Yahuwah, neither is there any divination against Yasharel. Surely, pardon me for the mistake. Surely there is no enchantment against Yaakov, neither is there any divination against Yasharel. According to this time, it shall be said of Yaakov and of Yasharel, what shall El wrath? Behold, the people shall rise up as a great lion and lift up himself as a young lion. He shall not lie down until he eat of the prey and drink of the blood of the slain. And Balak said unto Balaam, neither curse them at all, nor bless them at all. But Balaam answered and said unto Balak, Told not I you, saying, all that Yahuwah speaks that I must do? And Balak said unto Balaam, Come, I pray you, I will bring you unto another place, perchance it will please Elohim that you may curse me them from thence. And Balak brought Balaam unto the top of Peor that looks towards Yeshimon. And Balaam said unto Balak, Build me here 7 altars, and prepare me here 7 bullocks and 7 rams. And Balak did as Balaam had said, and he offered the bullocks and the ram on every altar. Wow. Operates the Most High for that. So, operates the Most High, we are able to cover up today's episode of the program, starting from where we stop in the book of, that's in chapter 19. We take it down to chapter 20, to chapter 21, chapter 22. And we end up rounding up at chapter 23. Operates the Most High for that. Yes, we'll continue from where we stop tomorrow. I remain your humble host and your brother, that the first line Yasharala. But I want you to hold this before we go. Look at the point there, what Balaam said. He said, who can curse who he has not cursed? Which simply means, if you are with Yah, you are blessed. No man can curse you. And he said further there, he said, no enchantment can go against Yaakov, neither can any divination go against Yasharel. So if you truly in this truth, you are keeping Yah's commandment, whatever voodoo that they want to plan against you, but the fact that you are on Yah's side, all their evil enchantments and evil divination actually will never work on you. And with this, I say shalom and bye for now.